Welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the step-by-step process on how to install and use a call transcript trigger app. So first things first, head over to our marketplace, search for call transcript trigger, and then once you're in the page, click on install. Click on allow and install. Once that is done, quickly refresh this current page. After refreshing the page, quickly scroll down by the sidebar, and you're going to see the custom new app page that has been created. Let's just click on it, call transcripts right here. Once inside of this page, you're going to be presented with a couple of tabs. The first tab right over here is the documentation tab. That's going to get you through everything you need to get started with the call transcript trigger app. The next one is going to be the tutorials tab, where you're going to have a set of tutorials that are going to walk you through on how to configure this app. The next one is going to be the setup tab. And the next one is going to be the support tab. In this support tab, you have the possibility to book a call with us, or you also have the opportunity to create a support ticket with us in case you do have any issues. The next tab right over here is the changelog tab. And in this changelog tab, you'll be able to track updates and improvements made to the call transcript. In order to be able to get these notifications, quickly scroll down, toggle this on, and then put in your email address. Now that we have completely set up the app, let's quickly head over to an automation so you can actually see how to use a call transcript trigger app. Once inside of workflow, what we're going to do is to add a trigger. So let's quickly click on add new trigger. Let's search for call transcript. Once we get that, let's click on it, call transcripts right here. Great. And now we can add a couple of filters. The first filter we're going to be having here is going to be the call direction. So in the call direction filter, we have two options. The first option is the inbound or outbound call. So for this one, I'm just going to select the outbound. The next filter we do have here is going to be the call duration. So for the call duration, I'm just going to select is any of. And if I do want calls, maybe let's say longer than 60 plus seconds, or middle 30 to 60 seconds, or short less than 30 seconds, I can equally just have that selected here. I'm just going to select all of them. After selecting those, just click on Save Trigger. Once that is done, now let's just quickly come down and then we're going to add an action. So we're going to say notes. So what we are going to do right now is that we're going to pass all of that into a custom value. So let's just quickly click on here, custom values. Let's scroll down, and here we're going to see call transcript trigger. Let's click on it, and then we have two options here. So here we have the message, and we have an attachment. So what happens here is, let me just quickly click on save action. So what actually happens here is, right over here, we have the trigger. And the trigger here we have as filter call direction is outbound. So in case we do have any outbound calls that have been made, which are of duration, any of these, longer than 60 seconds plus, middle 30 to 60 seconds, and short less than 30 seconds, we are going to capture all of those calls and have that transcribed. And then we're going to save them into the notes of that specific contact. And what are we going to save? These parameters we actually did pass here. So we're going to save the message, and we're also going to save the attachment that we just entered right here. Now, we could even push this way further by integrating AI inside of this workflow. So what I'm going to do next here is I'm going to add another action. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to summarize this transcript that actually was transcribed from that call. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use this right over here. Just click on that. And what I'm going to prompt this is, hey, I need you to transcribe this transcription from the call that just happened below. And then we can pass that now into, let's say, mail. Let me just quickly do that. Okay, so here I just put in the prompt and say, hey, summarize this transcribed call. So what I'm going to do right here now is I'm just going to click on this icon here. I'm going to click here and then just click on call transcripts. I'm going to attach the message right here. So what this is going to do is that it's going to tell the AI, hey, I need you to summarize this. And this is what it's going to summarize right over here. How great is that? So I'm just going to save the action. And then the next thing I could do right over here is to send an email. So now I'm just going to put in the content of the message that I'm going to be sending through the mail. So right here, I just said, hey, this is a summarized call for an outbound call that was made, right? So what I'm going to do right here now is I'm going to pass in these parameters directly from the workflow AI summarized text above. I'm just going to put that right inside here. I'm going to put the response. Once that is done, I'm just going to click on Save Action. And now, let me just publish this. Save. And I'm going to show you what actually happens after an outbound call is going to be done. So now for us to see this in actions, let's just quickly head over to the Contacts tab. Once inside the Contacts tab, just click on the contact that you just actually had the outbound call with. And then right over here, let's quickly get over to the notes section, which is right here. And inside of the notes section, we're going to see that this is actually a call that was currently transcribed. So you're going to have the message right over here. Then we're going to have the attachment, of that call that actually was done. Great. So this actually concludes the video. Throughout this process, we're able to successfully install the Call Transcript Trigger app. We're able to set up an automation that's going to fire out for outbound calls. And then we're able to actually check that right inside of the contact section, and right over here we do have the results. So thank you so much for watching the video. In case you do have any issues or any worries, our support team is available 24/7 to answer any of your follow-up queries.